probably be a pretty quick stream today. Um, Taking a little bit of break from studying to play a little bit of Magic the Gathering. So Black Red Hollow One, also known as Weaponized Variance by one Jeff Hoogland. Deck I've never picked up before. It's somewhat similar in some concepts to Dredge, somewhat similar in some concepts to something like Garro's Vengeance. You're trying to fill up your graveyard with a bunch of graveyard synergies and take advantage of cards that, on first look, Goblin Lore and Burning Inquiry just are very, very random. So, Burning Inquiry, obviously, both players draw and discard 3. Goblin Lore, draw 4, discard 3. What you're trying to take advantage of this is cards like Flameblade Adept, that for every card you're discarding gets +1/+0. And for some reason that has Menace, so it can be a 1-drop that's difficult to block that sometimes on turn 2 and turn 3 can be attacking for 3 to 5 damage. Hollow One costs 2 less for each card you've cycled or discarded this turn. So between these two, you're trying to take advantage of the fact that you're discarding cards. Street Wraith kind of fits into this strategy. A little clicky clicky. Trying to take advantage of these various synergies, and then trying to take advantage of cards that don't care if they're in the graveyard. Cards like Bloodghast, cards like Flamewake Phoenix. And you're also taking advantage of delve spells that want more cards in the graveyard to play, 1 mana 5/5s, 1 mana 4/5s. Faithless Looting, helps to kind of tie it all together. It's a little more consistent. You have control over what you're doing. And then Lightning Bolt and Collective Brutality. Brutality is also a discard outlet, but also interaction. And Lightning Bolt helps you to either close the game out or get blockers out of the way. Beyond that, running 18 lands, mainly black and red. You have a 1 of Stomping Ground here for Ancient Grudges in the sideboard. Sideboard, Fatal Pushes when you need more hard removal against things like Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze. Thoughtseize for where you need to disrupt your opponent. Maybe they have counter spells, can disrupt what you're doing. Combo decks. Big Game Hunter for things like Tarmogoyf, Death Shadow, etc. that can get in the way of your bigger threats. Leyline the Void for other graveyard decks. Thanks, clicky clicky. How are you doing? Grim Lavamancer for smaller decks, also feeds off your graveyard. Lightning Axe, discard outlet, kills your big crap. Ancient Grudge goes after various artifacts, can get Ensnaring Bridge, can go after Affinity, and Engineered Explosives. This was Canister's list from the mocks, so I'm going to trust his expertise. If he's going off of Lantern Control, then there had to be some reason. And then Engineered Explosives, you can get up to 3, but primarily it's here for 1s and 2s. Let's go ahead and get this into a league. So, I have never played this deck, but I'm presuming there's not too many too crazy things to know about the deck. It's a lot of, you need discard outlets, you need your threats. Somewhat similar to Dredge in that you need to know the range of hands to keep pretty much. Alright, I guess I'd like to play first. We'll go ahead and keep this. Hand seems fine. We have a discard outlet, a couple Flamewake Phoenixes we want to get rid of. Yeah, I don't mind people hanging out, so go ahead and cycle this Street Wraith. Okay, we got a Scalding turn. It's not really what we're looking for. Let's go and play this Glackcleave Cliffs and pass. Alright, looks like we might be up against either Burn or a Flameblade Adept on top. I really like that Flameblade Adept on turn 1. Huh. So I think because this is burn, I'm going to go ahead and Brutality 3 modes. Discarding both the Phoenixes. Let's see, Searing Blaze, Riftbolt, and Boros Charm. Let's see. Searing Blaze gets our Flame Blade Adept, which we kind of don't want. Swift Spear plus Riftbolt is a combo next turn. Hey, thanks for the follow. So it's between Searing Blaze and Riftbolt here. Do I want my Flame Blade Adept to live, or do I want to disrupt what my opponent's doing? Well, thanks. Appreciate that. The next turn we get to go Flame Blade Adept and Goblin Lore. Of course, we're not going to have much in our hand to... Okay, Swift Spear. Yep, suspend Riftbolt. Kind of figured that was going to be their play. So, Sacred Foundry, Riftbolt, Swift Spear. Bloodghast, huh? Sorry. Click clicky, not clicky clicky. Yeah, I can understand that. I'm trying to figure out if I'm supposed to wait on this Goblin Lore, or am I just supposed to fire it off now and kind of hope things break right. We don't have a basic swamp here. Okay. I guess I just can't fetch it with Goblin Lore. Fortunately, we don't have a land, so nope, can't bring them back. It's possible I took the wrong line in this game. Maybe I was supposed to get the Flame Blade Adept down quicker. It's going after me. Guess that makes sense. So we know our opponent has Boros Charm in hand, so we're likely going to way too low of a number here. Faithless Leaving, huh? What kind of card? Discard Bloodghast. Discard Goblin Lore here. Cycle this Street Wraith, even though this isn't really the matchup. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I don't know how the format's going to be with all those legends, but I'm certainly looking forward to it. this Swift Spear here, so I'm not going to be able to bring the other one back this turn. Then if our opponent kills us, our opponent kills us here. Can't really afford to wait around much longer. There's a good chance we're just dead here, so. Yep, Boros Charm does it. Yeah, actually, Dominaria weekend, I'm actually going to be in, down in Columbus at the Grand Prix. New Rakdos Legend, possibly. Grim Flayers. Question is, what do we cut in a matchup like Burn or something like Grim Flayer? Maybe like a Street Wraith or two. This isn't really a matchup where you want to be cycling Street Wraith too aggressively. This is a deck, honestly, I think most of the skills probably in knowing what hands to keep, and I think that's something I'm definitely learning. Yeah, this hand seems pretty decent. Get to go turn 1 Flayblade Adept, turn 2 Faithless Looting, hope to hit a land. Play Hollow One. We get to bin these two pretty much for free. Lava Spike to the face, sure. Yeah, makes some sense. I'm hardly a Hollow One aficionado, so I don't know. We missed on a land. Well, that kind of sucks. Hollow One costs. What? 1? We don't have that, so. Alright. Once again, if we ever hit a land, we'll be doing fine. If we don't, then we're just kind of going to be putting around here. Yeah, there's a couple versions that are running Call to the Nether. Alright, so our opponent is Naya Burn. Alright, I launch, sure. And please. Alright. Yep, I get some blood gas back. Yes, I would like those back. It's a 1/2 with Menace. For every time you cycle or discard a card, it gets an additional power. So in the deck that's trying to, like, literally dump its hand, it's one of the most powerful things you could be doing. Pitching Goblin Lore and Phoenix here. That's a lot of triggers. Wow. So our opponent's kind of counting on Ensnaring Bridge to bail them here. They have a lot of lands, though. This opponent had 4 lands in hand. So we'll be definitely bringing in Ancient Grudge for game 3. Put yourself to 10. Okay, just play Goblin Guide, sure. Defensive Goblin Guides, gotta love them. I guess I should conceivably play Goblin Lore here, but I just want to force our opponent to block one of the Bloodghasts. Yep. I think next turn we're going to hold off on Goblin Lore for now. So they're going to 8. Gotta do play a card and then play Snaring Bridge. Yep. So the fact that I don't have any Ancient Grudges in our deck is going to come back to bite us here. Should have played. No, Goblin Gore doesn't target them, so it really isn't relevant to us. If this was Burning Inquiry, I would have been incentivized to play it to get around that Ensnaring Bridge. But I think we're going to be locked out of the game because I didn't bring in Ancient Grudge. Nope, there was definitely in our sideboard. Play a good old Goblin Lore here. So, play this. Hope they get goofy and some reason let us attack. Reality is we're dead because we didn't bring an Ancient Grudge. Yep. Alright, I'm not going to waste any more of our time. I'm just going to concede because we're on a no outer. Because we basically have to hope our opponent screws up, and doesn't seem like they're inclined to keep 2 cards in hand. So I probably should have brought in Ensnaring Bridge. I'm not going to sit here and say I shouldn't have. The problem with bringing in Ancient Grudge in particular is if they don't have exactly Ensnaring Bridge in their deck, it's a dead card. So, and yeah, somewhat. But I play a ton of Burn. Burn is like my primary go-to deck in a lot of times here in Modern. But I don't have like Ensnaring Bridge in my sideboard. I don't have. This is. Two hits at a land drop. Is this? Street Wraith, Street Wraith. No, I think we got a mulligan. Hand's close, but I think we got the mulligan. Faithless Looting. Go ahead and bottom that. Looks like they're on one of the Death Shadow variants. Sure. I have nothing in my hand that's worthwhile, friend. Though I suspect you're gonna have to take, yep, Burning Inquiry. Two lands, pitch that, Blood Crypt. Sometimes your deck is awesome, sometimes you just kind of have hands like this. Discard that, discard that, cycle a Street Wraith, cast this Hollow One. Nope, unfortunately I don't have the mana for that right now. So are they Sultai? Looks like they might just be Sultai Death Shadow. Yep, we lose our Hollow One. Not sure we can even hit here. Goblin Lore and Lightning Bolts. Take out your Liliana here. Tarmogoofy's up to a 6/7. It's possible I should have kept that first hand, but given what our opponent's on, I'm not sure how much it would have truly mattered. For Death Shadow, go get Death Shadow. Yep. And Flaming Phoenix is not good enough here, so sideboarding. Definitely want Big Game Hunter. Definitely want probably Engineered Explosives. Fatal Pushes are probably pretty reasonable. And Lightning Axe. Collective Brutality isn't the best in this matchup. Bolts are all kind of not really what we're looking for here. It's a pretty... I think that's about a pretty good split. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope you're enjoying hanging out, playing a little bit of Magical Gatherings. Off to the most interesting start here. This hand has magic cards. I think we're gonna go ahead and try it. I mean, we have a potential discard outlet that'll probably get thought seized. Two answers to the first two threats. Phoenix is not a horrible turn 3 play on its own. And Hollow One if we can ever discard some cards. Scolding Tarn and pass. The old shock myself but not pay anything. Hallmark of a wonderful Death Shadow deck. Good stomping ground just cause. I really did not need another land here. Hopefully they're just playing a Tarmogoyf here. Please be Tarmogoyf, please be Tarmogoyf. Not Collective Brutality. Alright. Guessing we're taking my Lightning Axe here. Took Fatal Push. Interesting. Hold on to our Hollow One. Well, we held on to Hollow One. Yes, I'd like Bloodghast back. Flame Wake back. That's what I mean by Weaponized Variance. You go from no board presence to 8 power. This deck, when it hits its draws, is just so stupid. Sure. Reclamation Sage, sure. Shake things up a bit, why don't we? Okay. Mm-hmm. Pay this for a black mana. Nothing to kill, but we just get more power in play. Another hollow one. Let's hold this land in our hand in case they block. Ribbon piece me a hollow one. Feels like a collective brutality. This is a collective brutality, or is this a Del Fatty? Might be a Del Fatty. Yep. Nope. Brutality. -2, -2. Sure. All that to kill Big Game Hunter. I don't know if that was worth it. I have a feeling this is going to be a Tarmogoofy. Yep. Alright, I'm just gonna kill you in the sky, I guess. Stale Fanny? What? Stale Fanny? I don't know why I said that. Okay. Alright, we got there in game 2. Still don't think I want Leyline of the Void in this matchup, because our graveyard makes our Tarmogoyf pretty decent size, and blinking to reverse just isn't worth it. Huh? I have not said anything about Fanny until you said something in chat. Alright, let's see what's going on with this hand. Burning Inquiry, Burning Ink, sure. Well, just to tick off our opponent, we'll keep a double Burning Inquiry hand. Flameblade Adept. That makes it much more interesting turn 1 play. Play out Flameblade Adept. A Fatal Push. Looks like they have a Fatal Push here. Yeah. Did they mulligan to 6? Yeah, I guess they did. Mature streamer, blame the viewers. So probably, I was gonna say, they'll probably take Lightning Axe here. I'll go ahead and play out one of our lands, just because I want to make sure we have a land in play. Alright, so need to get a red land here. Bring black blood Ghast. Play a hollow one. Move to combat. So our opponent had a Stubborn Denial on one. That was important to know. So they weren't just shocking for funsies, they actually had plays. Sure, Traverse the Uvenwald? You're not going to traverse the Uvenwald? You can go get the Death Shadow, yes. Okay, you already have the Death Shadow. Ooh, Nihil Spellbomb. Good card, yeah? Alright, I mean... Go ahead and get our Swamp here, that way we have both of our colors. Details about Steel Fanny, we're good, just kidding. Oh, God. Stale Fanny. I don't even want to know where you heard the word Stale Fanny somewhere in this nonsense. Alright. Oh, they're targeted themselves. Interesting. Oh. Screw with our opponent here. Wait, if you have a card you want to play, you gotta play it now, friend. Abrupt Decay on one of the Phoenixes? Sure. So we end up pitching a bunch of nonsense, pretty much. Yep, opponent's gotta blow their bomb now. You're the one that brought it up, and you're telling me you don't want to know what it is? So your last card has to be a removal spell here or you're dead. Alright. Looks like their last card was a blank. That was a bit of a close matchup. Not really sure how that matchup normally goes. But I will be back in one quick second. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I like to take a quick break every now and again when I'm streaming just to make sure my eyes and stuff aren't getting too beat up from staring at multiple computer monitors here. Wow. Yeah, hand seems fine. Playing the mirror match? Maybe. Got this wooded foothills and pass. There's only a couple of our plays that we actually so now you have to put our blood gas in the graveyard. This is so nice of you, opponent. Alright, start by cycling these Street Wraiths. Another Flame Blade Adept, sure. I guess casting that isn't not any benefit this turn. Cycle this. So land drop next turn lets us get blood gas back and Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, sure. This feels like a little... Nope, Tarmogoofy. Okay. Wow, my kingdom for a land. That said, this Dark Confidant might kill them from this point anyway, so... Goblin Lore, sure, why not? Alright, so... Get back a Bloodghast, yes. Go get a basic mountain here. Move to combat. Yes. Put our opponent to 3. Does Robert Confidente kill you? It does. Alright. On the scoreboard against big old Jund. So bolts have more application in this matchup than they would against Death Shadow. But I still think we sideboard. Most of the cards we care about are 1 and 2 mana creatures. So I still think board in these, and what was the other card that we were... Oh, Big Game Hunter. Then board out the brutalities and the bolts. For some of these matchups, it seems Canister really worked out as sideboard. I will give him that much. I don't know what to say to that. I just don't know what to say to that. Awkward situation where no multiple lands, no discard outlets. Anger of the Gods, sure. Now we're gonna start getting Bloodbraid Elfed as we kind of flounder here. Lightning Bolt to the face, sure. So our hand is literally doing nothing. I mean, nothing! Yeah, let's just go to the next game. Does Anger of the Gods change how we feel? Yeah, bring the brutalities back in on the play. I mean, if we hit a second land, this hand's fine. Hope we discard the right ones. Fortunately, no, I do not wish to bring this back. So this is your Tarmogoyf at this point, if you have one. Sure, take my Flameblade Adept. Oh, wow. Oh, my. How's everyone doing this morning? My name is Dusk, or Duskblader here on MTG, Magic the Gathering Online. This morning we're playing some Weaponized Variance, Black-Red Hollow one. If this is your first time in the stream, thanks for hanging out. Normally I can only stream in the mornings on days that I'm not at work, so usually Sundays and Mondays of late. Streamed yesterday morning for a little bit. I believe we were on Humans yesterday morning. And then taking a little bit of time out studying for a test in my grad class for vigorously playing with stale fannies, I guess, for lack of a... But playing with this, sure. This hand can literally be anything. Let's play a Blood Crypt here. Give our opponent like 5 seconds to say hello or whatever before we completely screw up everything. Burning Inquiry is the weirdest. I can honestly say I think Burning Inquiry is the singular... That's their blue-white control. Alright, we got nothing to play right now, so... Oh... So our hand is all lands. It can only improve from here, right?
All of them, and sure. If you have detention sphere, you have detention sphere. There's not much I can do here. Oh dear. I think we hold the Skirmag Angler back for either post-detention sphere or post-wrath here. Hopefully they don't have D-sphere. Nope. No detention sphere. Guess you're digging for a wrath. Yeah, I'm holding the Flame Blade and the Path to Exile. Guess I don't have any more basic lands to go get. It's possible I should have played something else out, but we're either gonna Jace or Wrath here. Not sure why you wasted a Path to Exile if you know you're drawing Supreme Verdict. Kind of feels a little... Nope, no Cryptic Command. So... Snapcaster Path. Alright. us off black, I guess. Mm-hmm. Alright. At some point we definitely need to find a fetch land. Do we even have a black land to still go get? Okay, Chase the Mind Sculptor is annoying. Hopefully you bounce Flameblade Adept. Yep, alright. Opponent does not want to put themselves below 10. Sure. Okay. Logic not, fine. Dragon Lord Ojetti. Alright. Well, your logic knot's not up. So our opponent has a lot of looks at finding another Wrath or Snapcaster Mage. I think we're just dead here, but I have multiple Phoenixes. Maybe I'd have a chance here. Yep, I get to survive at 1, or at 2, sorry. And then yep. Matsadasu. Alright. So sideboarding against them. Probably want these engineered explosives. Definitely want Thoughtseize. Don't think we want lightning bolts. And then I think that's about it. Because we definitely want Answers to Rest in Peace as our main card they're probably bringing in against us, so. Go ahead and try it like this. I mean, we definitely have cards that are good in the matchup, but if we would have found one more Phoenix somewhere during that nonsense, or if we would have found another black producing land there that didn't kill us, I think we would have been able to kill them on that last turn. But to be fair, they did answer 3 Hollow Ones? So, guess I'd like to play first. Sure. First card Prospector. So, hello Palladian, how are you doing? Let's go ahead and cast this Faithless Looting. Discard Faithless Looting and Goblin Lore, I guess. Oh, that's good. Did you catch your league up there on YouTube yet? Did they seriously bring back Skirk Prospector? That's interesting. Oh! Skirk Prospector? Oh dear God, that's disgusting. Why would they risk that? I didn't think of that aspect of things. I just got the wrong land for no reason whatsoever. See if they have like a path here. Probably do. Yep. This definitely clearly indicates you have a path to exile. I guess they felt bad because they screwed goblins so badly in Legacy, but as long as they don't reprint Ringleader, we're doing good. Oh. Though to be fair, I'm pretty sure we're losing this game because Yeah, especially with rest in peace. Oh man. Hey, at least we have Thoughtseize, right? Alright, so our opponent's got Cryptic Command, Detention Sphere, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and Snapcaster Mage. Can I concede? I mean, Jace the Mind Sculptor on an empty board next turn? Can I concede? Is that right? Alright. So one more match for the 3-2 or 2-3. Well, feel free to share it. You know how. But, yeah, if you want to take a look at the list, it's over on the YouTube channel. The link is down below here of the stream. It's clearly labeled Palladian Green Black Rock. Though I think I made like one change to the list you sent me. I think I shoved a Maelstrom Pulse somewhere in the main list. And seems fine. Okay. Unfortunately, I did not do fantastic with it, but that's just my luck with mid-range decks. Alright, time to roll some dice. Of course, we discard both of our hollow ones. Wow. Discard Tireless Tracker. Nope. Oh well. I mean, that last turn was a risk-reward play. Like, we could have potentially played two hollow ones on turn one, which would have been pretty kick-ass. Yep, Knight is a Wowzers. Bolt Chew. Bolt Chew. Wow, another night. Sure. Hmm. Palladian, what is divest? I'm not recalling it out. Is that the negate that untaps the 3 lands? Um, it's probably fine in standard. I'd probably not worth it in modern. Yeah, we're just dead here. Our gamble on turn 1 paid off. I don't think divest is for divest is not for standard anyway, or it's more for standard. It's not for modern. Probably want engineered explosives. Probably interested in these fatal pushes, lightning axe, big game hunter. So Value Town runs some combination of scavenging oozes, worships, and just outvaluing. Like, I'm pretty sure if we would have been able to keep those hollow ones, we would have been in great shape that game, but that was the risk reward here we took. Get these bolts out of here. I mean, yeah, we could potentially hit their mana creatures, but not really sure that's a game we're winning anyway, especially on the play. Ugh. This hand is much more reactive than I want, but I think we're going to keep it. Past our opponent here. they playing Llanowar Elves in their Value Town deck? Pitch Tassicker, Ring Inquiry, and Mountain. We have not been on the positive side of variance this match, that's for sure. Alright, this has been kind of the anticlimactic run to this league. Not sure what our opponent's tanking on so long over there. Skews. Must not have a follow-up land. Oh, you have a Bajuka Bog. Okay. Well... get rid of your scavenging use. And then we're going to try to race you with our Phoenixes, but I don't think this particular plan is going to work out too well for us. Seems like you don't have path. So now they have Fairgrounds Warden, they're probably going to cast that. Yep. Take out the Gurmag Angler. How's voice templated exactly? Never opponent casts a spell during your turn or when it dies. Alright. So you're drawing Voice of Resurgence for the turn. Guess during your draw step I'll go ahead and pop this. So now your draw step is Gavany Township. So I'm just going to presume your last card's nothing here. So I think if you would have had Collected Company, you already would have played it, try to hit another Fairgrounds Warden. Just my random thought process here. Guess you're going to pump this. Yep. Alright, Horizon Canopy. Hoping to hit something here. Sure. So voice is just, voice. Bloodghast is just lethal here, right? Alright, so somehow we got there in game 2. Alright, anything we want to change for game 3? I don't think based on what we saw we do. This will be the final match this afternoon. Yeah, pretty sure we keep his hand. Alright, so we have the same play as turn 1. We can either try to be more... can either try to be conservative and Faithless looting next turn, or Goblin Lore, but let's roll the dice. That's what this deck does, right? Alright, we kept both hollow ones. They lost a Worship, a Bojuka Bog, and a Forest. Let's get that draw step nonsense off there right now. So your knight is currently 4/4 by 5. Really want to hit lands sometime over the next turn or two. Question is, how many Bojuka Bogs do they run? Courser? Looks like a Courser to me. Eternal Witness, getting back Bojuka Bog? Is that what's going on here? Ah, getting back Worship. That said, as soon as they land that Worship, this game is effectively over. Because I boarded out Collective Brutality, so I have literal no outs once they land that Worship. Yep, I'm just, uh, yeah, that's game. So if I had left Collective Brutalities in, then, um, there was some chance that we could have, um, gotten them down to 1 and then drained them out, because Worship specifically only stocks damage, and the way Collective Brutality is templated, it's life loss. So that gets around Worship. So overall, the deck, I mean, it's variance personified. Um, there are very few decks that can handle a bunch of 1/1s on turn 1 or 4/4s on turn 1. Um, if things had broken right that game 1 against green white hate bear or green white value town, whatever you want to call it, green white sit here and accrue value. Um, 2 hollow ones on turn 1 might have been enough to run them out of the building. Maybe, maybe not, because the knights get pretty big pretty quick. Blue-white feels like a pretty bad matchup if they can find their Wraths in time. I mean, we can grind them, but they have a lot of tools to exile our stuff. Mid-range decks, obviously, this is probably these decks' best matchups. Burn, I've only played the matchup 1 time from both sides, and Burn's won it both times. Obviously, our opponent won because it was Ensnaring Bridge. So you have to know, like, I think with this deck, you have to know the range of cards that your opponent might bring in against you, and try to sideboard as best as possible. Like, we lost to Worship, and we lost to Ensnaring Bridge, which Worship, this color combination doesn't have a ton of cards. I mean, we have access to Collective Brutality in the main deck if we get them low enough. Ensnaring Bridge, if I would have brought in Ancient Grudges as a hedge, we at least would have had an out, but that's... I think Ensnaring Bridge is the exception, not the norm in Burn, because that's a very expensive card to have in a semi-budget deck like Burn. So, we lost to hate cards. I mean, not much more can be said about that. Deck can have explosive draws, it can have draws sits there and does nothing. We had a little bit of both. I'm sure there were some sequencing issues that if I was more experienced with Hollow 1, maybe playing the right cards at the right times. Beyond that, I mean, thanks everyone for hanging out this morning. Deck was fun, but as has been most of our results lately, it's 2 and 3. Really starting to wonder if it's me or if it's just variance. Oh well. Anyways, want to thank everyone for hanging out this morning. If you like what you saw on the channel, feel free to hit the follow button. We have a lot of modern content we play. Currently, I'm trying to play my way through most of the tier decks in Modern while we're waiting for Dominaria to finish spoiling and getting into Dominaria season. Because obviously, other than Damping Matrix, there's not a ton that's probably going to affect Modern all that much, although Skirk Prospector might as well. Yeah. I mean, next up, I'm trying to think what's the next deck on. Next deck on the proverbial tier. I have a user's red-green monsters deck in Modern to play, which look pretty sweet, so I'll be playing a couple of that, but that'll be YouTube only. So if you want to check that out, probably do that sometime, either later today. I guess the next deck, according to MTG Goldfish, is Mono Green Tron. So that'll probably be something we'll be firing up. Then Affinity, and then I'm going to have to put myself through a quick Blue-Red Gift Storm boot camp. And then Jun we've already played recently, and Mardu we've already played, and then Grixis Death Shadow's creeping back up in the meta. That's interesting. So probably have to give that another spin, but I want to thank everyone for hanging out this morning. Karn might as well. Yeah, Karn might. Yeah. But it's hard to immediately say what decks Karn will immediately go into. So, hard to say there. Because 4-mana planeswalkers that don't impact the board right away, ask Jace how well that transition goes. But, yeah. Next thing is going to be Tron. Going to continue to grind burn. Once the Dominaria pre-release happens online, I'm probably going to have to stream that a couple times because I'm going down to Grand Prix Columbus. I will be playing in side events only. I have not decided if I'm doing the constructed package or if I'm doing the limited package. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to play 12 events in one weekend, so, and finances being finances, I'm only going to be able to either play probably either a bunch of Burn and Modern or a bunch of Dominaria Limited. So, a lot of it depends on how I feel. Thanks everyone for hanging out. If you really like what you saw on the channel, consider subscribing to us. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But if you like what you're seeing on the channel, please consider subscribing to us. Could really use the support to help grow the channel. We also have a YouTube page. We're at 163 subscribers, I think. Whenever I get to 250 subscribers, I promised everyone on the channel that I'd be giving away one of either a Cons of Tarkir or Modern Masters 2017 fetch land of their choice, given to one random subscriber that has commented about which one they wanted. So feel free to look for that video on the channel and subscribe. You obviously have to be subscribed to get it. I'm not just going to give it away to a random person that comments. Beyond that, we have a lot of modern content over there. We have some standard. I think when Dominaria comes back out, I'm going to be streaming quite a bit of standard because about 2 months after Dominaria comes out is Grand Prix Pittsburgh, and it is standard, and I intend to be there. So, and I don't want to be caught with my pants down like I was at the PPTQ with Naya Monsters. And so, that about wraps it up. I want to thank Palladian, want to thank Clicky for hanging out today, everybody else that's been hanging out. It's been awesome. Been fun streaming for you this morning and early this afternoon. But I got to get back to studying. So, catch everybody later.